Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another one of my deck reviews. In today's deck review we are doing the Virtuoso Spring Summer 2015 deck. This is the Virt's third installment of their decks of cards, first being in 2013 with their launch edition, second was the Spring Summer 2014 edition, and now for this year they have dropped Spring Summer 2015. It's a beautiful design, kind of stays true to their older two decks, but we all love that, don't we? That's why they keep coming back with the same design. Starting off with the front of the tuck case, we do see those triangular shapes, those geometrical shapes, with their V logo on the top left. Okay, moving on, the back we got practically nothing except you see their V logo peeking out the tab of the card box. The side we got Virtuoso. The other side has their V logo. And then on the bottom of the deck you do get some copyright info, you do get the edition of the deck and the name of the deck, and how they distributed the playing cards. Again, if we move on over to the tab over here, in the inside you will see it says, designed for the art of card flourishing. So this deck is specifically made for card flourishers in mind. Now if you are a card collector, feel free to pick it up because it is quite rare now. If you are a magician, it's still going to help you out. But most importantly, it's for those people that love to flourish. This is designed just for you. The two inner tabs are red and blue, and the inside of the box is completely white. So when you open up the deck for the first time, you will see 4 different cards. Okay, these cards are their ad cards. These ad cards substitute for jokers, and there's 2 reasons why. When you are a card flourisher, you don't need jokers. Jokers are practically 2 useless cards in the deck. So what the Virts did was they included information of their deck, which I will have pictures at the end of this video, so you can go ahead and look at the pictures and read over it. And they included kind of like a little card here telling you how the experience of the deck is, and to learn more to go to their website, and then here's advertising their brand. But one of the cool things with these ad cards that you've probably seen many people do is when you do align them as such, you do create a big SS15 back design, and I will have a better picture of that posted right about now. Alright guys, so as you just saw, the jumbo back design looked pretty awesome, and here is the real back design. The only difference is that this one has a border, and surprisingly very thin borders, and I will go ahead and talk about that in just a second. Okay, so the back design is basically designed to make your eyes see the flourishes 100 times better. Alright, so when you're spinning the packets and manipulating the cards, this design is supposed to make it look like one continuous back design, and the geometric shapes on the back are supposed to look really cool while they're in motion. And the colors themselves are very nice too, and those colors do complement each other very well. Moving on to the faces of the deck, so starting off with spot cards, here is a 5 of diamonds. You can already tell that the pip layout is a lot different than any other deck, and has a nice color to it. All the red pips are red and all the black pips are blue. Here's a 6 of clubs. Here's a jack of clubs. The court cards look really modern, nice and clean. They're borderless as well, so they're not being held by a square border, which looks really cool and is full of art. Your aces are quite standard. Here's the ace of spades, ace of hearts, and the ace of diamonds. Your ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, and your ace of spades. Really nice, clean ace of spades. Kind of follows the whole theme of the deck, and it's real simple, and it looks real pointy like a triangle. Follows the whole theme of the deck, like I said. On bottom you see Virtuoso Spring Summer 2015. So the faces are really clean. I like the design. The back design fits really well with the front. No complaints at all. This just gets a solid thumbs up from me. I did want to talk about the finish on the borders. and the stock. So starting off with the stock is very thin, so when you do pull the deck out of the box, it feels like you have broken the deck in already. And this is good for a couple of reasons. The first reason being that you can open up a brand new deck and you can start flourishing and doing springs and dribbles like if you have used the deck for, weeks. The second reason why this is a good thing is because it's not straining your hands in any way and it's not wasting the finish as you're trying to break it in. So for instance, a normal deck that you need to break in will probably lose half of its life of the finish in you just trying to break it in. So basically the deck is ready to go and it really doesn't need any breaking in. Okay. Next we want to talk about borders. Borders are really thin, so it makes spreading the cards look really pleasing to the eye, but also does one thing, and that is makes your fans look quite crappy if you don't know how to fan. It will really point out the flaws in your fans, and for instance, something like this looks pretty good, right? But if you were able to get a perfect fan, it looked 100 times better. For me personally, right now, I'm having trouble battling with the thin borders when I'm doing fans, but it still looks quite nice. Again, the stock, very thin and feels very nice when you're doing your springs and when you're doing your dribbling. Feels like a really solid deck of cards. Although the stock is very thin, feels like it's going to last a long time. And another good thing about the back design is when you're doing things like card pirouettes, it looks pretty cool. Things like shuffling the deck are quite easy. And things such as card pharaohs come pretty easy as well. And the finish really complements the stock. It's a thin stock with a nice smooth finish. It's not too slippery, but it feels just right in the hands. Moving on to a couple of little flourishes, things like cuts look pretty nice. Now again, like the Verts did mention, and some of the people that were also commenting when the deck was being hyped up, this deck is not going to make you a better flourisher, it's just going to enhance the way your flourishes look. So with a back design like this, your packet displays are going to look a lot cleaner, a lot nicer, a lot pleasing to look at. That looks really cool, and if that were to be done with a normal deck of cards, it would look a little different. It would look a lot more dull, and it would look a lot more boring. Something such as a cut with an aerial maneuver would also look pretty cool. Again, your springs look like this. Dribbling. So when you do things such as a double-handed fan, it looks pretty cool due to the color in the backs. You get a blue color on this side, and on this side you get that red color. Due to the feeling of the deck and the way it looks and the way it functions, guys, I give this deck a 10 out of a 10. Okay, I normally don't rate my decks of cards because they all feel pretty good to me. They all feel the same, but this has a different feeling. The finish on it, again, is very smooth. What I mean by smooth is not that the back is a smooth finish. I mean that the feeling of it is not slippery and it's not like roughing fluid in a sense. It's very smooth, it's right in the middle. I don't know what to call it. And then the stock is really thin, so I like the way those two go together. And then the design overall is just really cool. Something you don't see all the time, and looks quite awesome to look at. So like I said, the deck is just got a really nice design overall. I really like the faces and the backs. Everything looks so modern. Everything looks really clean. And easily one of my favorite decks out right now. I recommend it to anybody out there looking to pick it up. I recommend it to magicians. I recommend it especially to card flourishers since it was made for you. And I recommend it to card collectors because it is pretty rare now. But guys, that's really all I have to say about the deck. It's really awesome and I recommend it to everybody out there, whether you're a magician, a card flourisher, or a card collector. Especially to the card collectors and the flourishers, that's who I really recommend this deck for. It's just a flourisher's deck, but it's really rare now. It's sold out pretty fast. There was a lot of hype build up for it. A lot of people had been waiting for it. But if you can definitely get your hands on the older generations as well, go ahead and pick them up. It's a wonderful deck. The Verts did a great job on it. And if any of you out there from the Verts are watching, please comment down below. I'd personally like to thank you for doing that awesome giveaway as well. Guys, please leave this video a thumbs up, a comment, let me know what you guys thought. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one.